blessed. Good evening to one and all. Here again in Speightstown, looking toward the KNR Husbands Highway. I'm on the KNR Husbands Highway looking back at the road that will lead you back to the bus stand and back down to the north of the island. Chopet restaurant here and the Saw gas station here. Saw there was Shell gas station. Chopet, Speightstown. Chopet restaurant. Chopet is a fast food restaurant similar to that of Kentucky, but it can only be found in Barbados. The new Kentucky restaurant here. Further up, we'll lead you back to the west coast of the island in the parish of St. James and so on. Back to Chopet and back to the Star gas station. So this is Chopet, Speightstown. It's playground. So I'm making my way back over to Chapel Street. Back of Chopet and so on. The Methodist Training Institute. The Methodist Training Institute. So this is the Sunday evening walk through Speightstown. This is Garden Alley that will lead you back to the back of the Manning's, the Costa Manning store, and back to where the old Battle Shoe store was. Speightstown Methodist Church, which dates back to 1859, and the old Methodist Training Institute here. Kentucky KFC in Speightstown. And the Methodist Church. So Speightstown is also referred to as a rural town. It lies in the rural parish of St. Peter. St. Peter is a rural parish here in Barbados. Methodist Training Institute, where the old Speightstown Boys School was. And the Methodist Church right here. This way to take you back to the KNR Husbands Highway and back to the Farm Road and back to Haman's Market. You can get to that from there. Back to the highway on the main road as well. And this is Speightstown Methodist Church. Chapel Street. Now heading to the St. Peter's Post Office. The St. Peter's Post Office is situated in here, in this building here. The road is like scanty today. I mean, it's Sunday, but the staff are quite a few people. But by the way, happy Easter to one and all my viewers and subscribers. I'm back at the Kentucky restaurant in Speightstown. And the Methodist Church here. And the post office here. This is Queen Street in Speightstown. Come back at the port store. The Republic Bank is in here. Arlington House and Museum is right here. So I'ma take you guys to Speightstown again this evening. I'm in the north of the island, northwestern that is. So this is a one-way, this is a two-way street. Archers Hall Design Center was gutted by fire on the 3rd of September 2020. The Archers Hall Design Center, right here. You guys can see me. Archers Hall Design Center. That's big. Now you see me, and now you don't. Arlington House and Museum. Even Cherry Beach. Cherry Beach restaurant. So this is the old Speightstown Road. The road everyone had to use to get into Speightstown before there was any K&R Husbands Highway. This is the town square shopping center here. No going down towards Alexandra School. The Church of God in Speightstown. So this is the old road. The buses used to use this road as well before they had the whole the front road known as the K&R Husbands Highway. All the buses used to come this way, going to and from town to Speightstown or whatever. The buses used to travel to here. The buses traveling to the north of the island, or in the all up into the 80s, used to travel this road. That's when the bus stand was further down, where the Parish school is now, where we get to at the ending of my vlog. This road will take you back to the west coast. This is a similar access road, like how the top road is by KFC and traffic and so on. This is the Alexandra School here, which is one of Barbados' top and all the secondary schools. Alexandra School. So the buses used to have to come all the way down through here. So I will now turn back and go back through to the Queen Street Beach and come back through the Alexandra School, one of Barbados' top and all the secondary schools. Now the buses used to come through here years ago. Buses heading to Cornertown, Jersey Hill, Parish, Boscobel, Indian Ground, Speightstown. All of those buses used to travel through this street. That is when businesses used to be behind here before the highway, the front road was built. You can see this house yet, half partially, half become damaged. This is the Church of God in Speightstown. The Pizza Man Dot restaurant here. Pizza Man Dot restaurant, which was opened around, we opened in 2006. On the Jordan supermarket here. This is Jordan, which was once Elmer's supermarket. Elmer's was once in there. You can see the back of the St. Peter's Bay Hotel, St. Peter's Bay. All the back of St. Peter's Bay Hotel. And this is the beach. All you see here, Queen Street Beach, here in Speightstown. So Jordan supermarket where Elmer's was. Even the beach is deserted. The back of Jordan supermarket. Map down to the north, where we'll be heading to shortly. You See the jetty over here, where I'll be heading to shortly. So this is all the what people will refer to as the West Coast. Now heading back to the back of Jordan's, to Speightstown, to Queen Street. The back of Jordan's, which was once Elmer's. Whole Health Pharmacy, Jordan Supermarket. Wait, time for me to get from here now. Back at this Speightstown Town Square Shopping Center. Town Square Shopping Mall, Shopping Center. To me, in there is nothing much though. Worldwide Water World, Pet Store. Cherry Beach is closed. Back at the Church Hall Design Center, Arlington House and Museum. Street, back at the Speightstown Methodist Church through here. The ATM for Royal Bank, Canada. Fascination Boutique. Fascination and the Gallery of Caribbean Art upstairs. Nibbles, Sweets and Treats in here. A snack shop. Or Seasons Boutique. Right here. And back door. Anchor Optical here. Here is where Quartz was. Quartz moved out of here on the 31st of March this year after it relocated to the nearby. They're not near or not so near, but it's still an easy access from here in Speightstown. The W Plaza at Welch, St. Thomas. Quartz relocated to the W Plaza. So this one here and the one in Claymore Haggett Hall were later closed. So Quartz is no more in Speightstown. Pharmaceuticals Plus store. And this is the Speightstown Church of the Nazarene, the former Nazarene Church. The CIBC Bank here. The best home center down here. ABC Bank here. ABC Bank here in Speightstown. And this is the Farmer Roach Pharmacy. Just chilling bar here. Look at this close too. Just chilling bar. Shoe store was also here. Back on just chilling bar. This is where the Barbados shoe store was, and this is where the manning appliance and furniture store was. Just get a Bristol bar. This is where the custom manning appliance and furniture store. This closed down from its location in June 2009. Fisherman's Pub Restaurant is also in here. Looking back to town. All the custom manning stores now have been taken over by Massey. Fisherman's Pub Restaurant, which was established in 1936, owned and operated by Clement Armstrong. A brief history of Speightstown on 1603 to 2003. So, the old salt pond over here. Yeah. The old salt pond. Esplanade and the jetty over here. So as always, as usual, we'll go back to St. Peter's Parish Church again. Yeah. Let me go on the jetty first. The fish market here. Speightstown Fish Market. The Speightstown Fish Market was redeveloped by Barbados Tourism Investment Inc. Officially opened on June 16, 2006 by the Right Honorable Owen Seymour Arthur, Prime Minister and Member of Parliament for St. Peter. Oh, we can hear this Esplanade. We're back on the Esplanade. Back of the little Bristol bar and the Just Chilling bar. Back on the jetty once again. Back again on the jetty.
He got it.
For my second piece of video, my second half of the video. Back on the jetty. As I said before, this jetty was originally a board flooring. This jetty was originally a board flooring. But then around 2012 or so, some of the boards started to fall out. So they had to close it to pedestrian access. But then they refurbished it and reopened it around 2020 into a concrete flooring. It's now wider and bigger and better. So I'm going down to the end of the jetty and come back. So this is what I call the northwestern coastline. Looking back at Jordan's and the St. Peter's Bay Hotel, where I was when I first started the video. Back to St. Lucie, which is to the north of the island, the northernmost parish. Over here where you can see the Arabak cement plant. This is all northwestern coastline. And back down here again. So I'm making my way back up on the jetty again. Officially the Speightstown jetty. The Esplanade over here. We're going through the Church Street in Speightstown. Back up to Queen Street. Back up the road. Back there, a little up. Queen Street. Church Street, sorry. St. Peter's Parish Church over here. The S.Y. Adams store here, which is a Muslim Indian store, which was once Wally's clothing store. St. Peter's Parish Church here. S.Y. Adams is an Indian-owned Muslim store. Originally Wally's wasn't there. Wally's was also a clothing store, which was established, which was there for many years, up until either late 2016 or early 2017. Back at Eddie's Trading store. Just all through Church Street. Eddie's Supermarket. I won't go any further. Really and truly. Oh, going to St. Peter's Parish Church. Now going to the churchyard. St. Peter's Parish Church, as I said before, was built in 1837, destroyed by fire in 1980, and rebuilt and rededicated in 1983. I believe that they're preparing for night mass tonight, Easter Sunday. So this is the small cemetery. They don't bury people in here anymore. The grave of Dorothy Johnson, who was the founder of the Barbados Cancer Society. Her husband, Peter Johnson, is also laid to rest here. Dorothy Johnson is laid to rest here, founder of the Barbados Cancer Society, headmistress of St. Winifred's School, beloved mother and grandmother, true sister and friend. This is the church here, and the grave of the Challoner family, Eric Horton Challoner and Adelia Athelma Challoner. So the church is not opening for public worship. I believe they're getting ready for mass. Many people don't know that St. Peter's Church does have a cemetery. I will pop in and pay a visit in the church. This is the beautiful St. Peter's Parish Church here. This is in the heart of Speightstown. St. Peter's. Good night. St. Peter's Parish Church in the heart of Speightstown, inside the beautiful St. Peter's Parish Church. Good night, everybody. You see the lovely altar and the organ here. This church has a lovely choir as well. Inside of St. Peter's Parish Church. Hi, Father Peter.
Hi.
Know me?
I think so.
You want us to call the church?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't call anymore?
No.
You grew up now?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
All right. That was our Father Peter, priest of St. Peter's Parish Church, so over 20 years. This is the church bell. This is the belfry here. So as I said before, St. Peter's Parish Church sustained a fire around 1980 and on the 21st of April 1980, St. Peter's Parish Church was partially destroyed by fire. However, it wasn't fully destroyed. Then in 1983, the church was rebuilt, refurbished and rededicated. Open to public worship. St. Peter's bell. So this is all the cemetery here. As I said before, unless it is a by grave or a family grave, you will not find persons being laid to rest in here. So this is St. Peter's Church and the cemetery. I still find graves dating back to recent times, like in the late 90s, into the 2000s, into 2020 and 2021. I think people still getting buried in here. That's because that is a family plot here in this church yard. Other than that, people will have to go to either St. Peter's Cemetery or Mount Pleasant Gardens or St. James Cemetery or somewhere close by. The bell here, since the fire, the bell used to be in here first. Since the fire, they took down the bell and placed it in here. Oh, this sound place coming from now? Where all this sound place come from? We're back at St. Peter's Parish Church. Built in 1837, destroyed by fire in 1980, rebuilt and rededicated in 1983. Looking back at the esplanade and the jetty. This is Orange Street now. Orange Street and the Orange Street Grocer. Cap Happiness Event Hub and the PRC Bakery. Science Street will be further up ahead. I'm not going through Science Street. Time is getting in the way. I'm not going back through there. So what I will do, first of all, this is the Parish Academy, which was once, this is the Coast Bar and Restaurant here. And the Speightstown Resort Center. This is the Parish Academy. My aunt is the new principal here at Parish Academy. My aunt is the new principal here. This is where the bus stand was. So my aunt was the principal here. My aunt is the principal here. This is where the old bus stand was up until 1990 or so when it moved. See all the beach here. A Parish school was here. I got so was because it had closed and then it reopened. So the bus stand was here first. The buses, the big blue and yellow government buses used to park here first. And then in 1990 they moved them up the road further up in the bus stand up here. Then the Parish school moved to this location in around 95, 96. Is when the Parish school moved here. Parish is supposed to be one of those lower secondary schools, which people look down on those children, not say that they are not well academically and they are not bright and they are dumb, dumpsy or whatever you want to call them. However, the school closed in 2017 under the last government because no one passed for that school when they set the common entrance exam. So they decided to close it and transfer the children to St. Lucie Secondary School and other schools as well. There are some children that went to Parish School that they do well. All of them are not failures. And they are actually teaching information technology here at Parish. And now she's the principal here. Parish School we opened in February this year, 2025. Looking back at St. Peter's Parish Church and the Speightstown Boys. This Speightstown Girls School was here. St. Peter's Girls School was here. And this is white building. Major Wall in Speightstown. And this is the police station, District E Police Station. So I'm to the north of the island in the parish of St. Peter. So I will soon be ending off my video. Wishing you guys a good night. Police station yard. This jetty was in Station Hill first in St. Peter before moving down here around 2009, 2010. This is the bus terminal here, which was opened here around 1990. Speightstown bus terminal and depot. It's soon time for my bus, so I will end it by the depot. I won't go any further tonight. The pavilion here. The Speightstown bus terminal here. Where the big yellow buses go from. Thanks for watching now. Have a blessed evening. Love you guys. God bless.